available for Saturday. I'm just thinking we had anyone else before. Oh, then of course um, Matt Swarslev is available again. That's good positive news. Yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you. Big game ahead, obviously, against Brighton.
Yeah.
In terms of similarities between the two, obviously, huge similarities in terms of recruitment, how the club's run, maybe on a technical level behind the scenes. Does that make it, I guess, more of a interesting competition coming into this, or interesting ahead of
Yeah, it should definitely be very interesting from people looking from the outside and everyone involved in football. I think it's two clubs who've done fantastically well. I would like to praise Brighton. I think they've done very well, and then they are, if you just measure the years in Premier League, 4 years ahead of us in terms of how to develop the club and the team and everything. And I think they have done fantastic, and they are in a really good position.
It seems like both are two good teams that have set like blueprints in a very modern way to how to manage clubs and also be successful.
Yeah, without knowing every other club, of course, and I know that the data-driven aspect that both clubs are involved in and believe in. So I understand the links between the two clubs in that way. It also seems that both clubs are well driven in terms of clear strategy, calm leadership, and I think that's important as well.
I wanted to ask you about the international break. You've had 16 players going off to an international duty. That must be a proud moment for you as a manager to have all that talent away, knowing they're doing something, and they also have shown that they're an asset to their countries as well as their clubs.
Yeah, massively. I said it to all the staff members that this is in many ways a very proud moment in our history to have, as you say, 16 players. I think it was, I can't remember, it was 13 or 14 in senior level. But any national team is important, and we're proud of that. That's quite impressive for a club of our size. So it's big credit to our recruitment department, because I need to recruit good players, to the players that some of them were international when they came. Some have got the debut since they arrived here. So it's a good combination of a lot of good people's good work.
And one of those debuts is obviously Ivan Tony. What was your reaction to that, knowing how you've obviously seen them behind the scenes, worked with them for a good couple of years now?
Yeah, I was so happy. I was actually on the way back from Spain, so we were checking the um, uh, whatever the app when he maybe will come on, and then in the taxi, I need to get the phone up and get him on, and struggle a little bit to get it on, and speak to my son, come on, help boy, get it on, so I can watch it. It was a big and a proud moment for Ivan and his family. So pleased for him and them, and for us as a club. Every player that play for their national team is a big thing. Of course, England. It is in England. Ivan for the club, the first English national team player in what does England play in how many years?
1939.
Nine,
Since
nine,
1939.
1939 was the last time. So that's a big moment for us. Okay.
Hey.
Hi, Thomas. Just talking about the game then, that's coming up at the weekend. Obviously, Brighton have grabbed a lot of the headlines. We talked about them. People, do you think they've forgotten a bit about Brentford then?
I don't know. I'm not. How can I say, scrolling every headline to see and compare the news stories about the two teams. I think that Brighton deserve a lot of credit, and understand why they have get a lot of praise. I think they've done a very good job over time. I think De Serbi and his staff have done a top job. I think he was privileged to come into a very well-run club. Privileged to come in and stand on the shoulders of Graham Potter and his coaching staff. Very well done job. After 7 games when Graham left, they had 16 points and were fourth in the table. That's a fantastic foundation to start from. Then De Serbi and his staff have done a top job to continue that development, and and they are in a very nice position in the league. I think it's clearly to see that they are a bit ahead of us in some aspects, I would say. But if you look into this is our second year compared to where Brighton were after their second year, and we can never compare because it can be. Then I think it's a good story to be written about us, which I think to be fair, I think we got a bit of praise.
What have you made then of the style that he's been employed? I mean, how do you describe the style that he's?
I think he was well scouted from Brighton, so they continue the possession-based style of try to dominate teams on the ball. He's very very aware what he wants in terms of the build up phase 1, 2. Clearly they work. There's a clear structure there. Clearly they work on it a lot. So we need to be aware of handling that. Hopefully with a good combination of very good aggressive high pressure and at times a very good well structured and solid low block. That's on the defensive side, and hopefully we can also create something going forward.
I suppose perhaps because they have got a lot of headlines, is there anything in it that you almost need to do more to prepare for a team like that, or would you not necessarily prepare for them any more or less than the other side?
I think it's when we are faced Leicester last game, prepared for them for their strengths and weaknesses. We prepare for Brighton with their strengths and weaknesses, and we prepare after this game for Man United with their strengths and weaknesses. So we don't. It depends on where we can think we can etch it. Either how can you say minimize their threat, and maybe if they have a big threat in terms of keeping the ball, probably maybe to look into that. But also we need to be aware of where can we score, how can we create goals. So it's that balance we need to get right.
Just lastly, you sort of touched on it about how well a run club they are. Are they almost the sort of gold standard for clubs coming from further down on how the best way to do it is?
Normally I'm very biased, but I would say we are up there among them. They are of course ahead of us in terms of been here 6 years and done fantastic and adding layers. I hope that in 4 years' time we will be in the same place as Brighton. That would be the dream. Welcome.